happening now, a growing number of asylum hopefuls continue to arrive at border crossings here in the valley.
Yeah, we first reported about the buildup last week. It was happening near Hidalgo. Tonight, we can tell you there's now a wait near Roma as well.
So what is causing this immigration-related rush, and how is it different from what we've seen in the past? Channel 5's Valerie Gonzalez takes a closer look.
We know Central Americans cross through our border in large numbers, especially since the surge of 2014. What's different is many are coming through the ports of entry rather than outside of them. There are two main ways immigrants can request asylum. One is by crossing the river and turning themselves over to Border Patrol. That's what Corina Fajardo did in hopes of a better life for her two young children.
Es como mi corta edad, tengo 22 años. Tengo dos bebés y tengo una aspiración de sacarlos adelante, tengan mejor superación en educación.
The other way is through the ports of entry. These are pictures taken this week by a Mexican newspaper, El Chilito. The people on the Roma Miguel Alemán International Bridge, like those on the Hidalgo Bridge last week, are waiting for asylum. We recently began seeing more people waiting on the bridge, but it's been happening for a while. According to CBP data, there's been an increase from January to April. In April is when a zero-tolerance policy went into effect. This means anyone entering the country illegally should be prosecuted for violating federal law.
Which means they're going to be taken before a federal magistrate, and he's either going to plead guilty or not guilty. If he pleads not guilty, then he'll be held over for a trial. I don't see why they would plead not guilty, but if they plead guilty, then they are punished.
Leonel Perez, an immigration attorney, says this could be shifting immigrants to the ports of entry where they don't face criminal charges for illegal entry. For families, there could be a greater incentive. Last year, the Department of Homeland Security announced families would be split at the border. They backtracked later, saying it would not be routine. Agents could separate parents and children if the mother is sick or addicted to drugs. Perez thinks families don't want to take chances.
If you're a mother with two children, and you hear that if you come in without inspection, that you will be separated from your children. But if you come into a port of entry, you will probably stand a good chance of being maintained as a family unit. Obviously, I mean, mothers are going to opt for not being away from the children.
Fajardo was aware that children could be separated, but she didn't think it would happen to her. It didn't. She's aware laws change. So she and her family keep up with the news.
Noticias, sí. Más que todo estamos al tanto porque por nuestros familiares que estaban acá ahora, anteriormente, perdón. Y pues estábamos atentos y le preguntábamos si decía tal cosa, entonces todavía no está legalizada tal ley o algo.
She won't be waiting long. Her date before an immigration judge comes next month. Entering the border by crossing the river and requesting asylum is not an automatic denial of the claim. If you enter the country through the river, that's considered a violation of federal law that could hurt the chances of being granted asylum. In the studio, Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 10.